Don't give up. Never give up. 5 methods that I use to stay motivated. Look at me trying to talk like a YouTuber. I'm so annoying. I had to call myself out real quick because that was some bullshit. Anyways, 5 methods that I use so I can stay motivated on my journey. So, I'm going to lecture you on why you should not give up, on the importance of staying motivated, and the importance of showing up for yourself. Because not only does that build self-love, it builds self-trust, and you'll be so fucking proud that you stayed motivated, that you didn't give up. It's hard until it's not. It's difficult until it's easy. And that's true in all realms of reality. I'm just going to hop right into it. First method, I imagine the outcome and act as if it's actually my reality. This actually works. Because you're not just doing it in the approach of, I'm imagining right now. You got to do it from the standpoint of, no, I'm in this world now. Now this is what I'm experiencing now. It's like when you're watching a movie. When you're watching a movie, you're not watching it outside looking in like, okay, I'm looking at a screen and watching a movie. No, you're immersed. You're like, you're from the standpoint of, I'm right in the movie right with this girl experiencing that heartbreak right with her. you really, like, you don't even realize that that's what you're doing, but that's what you're doing. You take that approach. I feel like that's why some people can watch scary movies and some people can't watch scary movies. Because people who watch scary movies and don't get scared, they're like watching it from the standpoint of like, I'm watching a movie right now for entertainment. This is entertaining. Oh shit, that jumped out, okay. And then people who's like immersed in it, like I'm right in the movie with the girl, like I'm running away from like that man with the chainsaw too, like, you know what I'm saying? Some people can be immersed in it and they just like being scared. They just like the thrill, because like when the movie is over, it's all like, oh, it was just a movie. Like, whew, laugh at yourself. But getting away from the point is, when you're imagining in your head, act like you're watching a movie. You're actually in the movie with the person, but this time it's yourself, and like you're actually experiencing it. And then you'll start to actually feel the feelings. Like, I do this all the time. As a Pisces rising, Pisces Mars, Pisces moon, like, I do this all the time. I always daydream, and I always literally like laugh to myself. I do the facial expressions, the hand movements, and I'm just so in my head when I'm doing it. Like, it's like I'm really there. Like, you just lose contact with reality, and like that's what you're experiencing now. I'm not experiencing laying in my bed with my eyes closed. I'm experiencing whatever is going on in my imagination. And that's how you got to do it. And what ends up happening is that when I snap out of it and come back to reality, 2 things end up happening. I either feel sad, and I feel sad because I don't believe in myself, or I don't believe that it could actually happen, or I get a rush of excitement because I realize deeply that could actually happen though. And what makes me realize it deeply, like what makes me feel like it could actually happen, is that I start to construct a plan. It's like while I'm imagining, daydreaming, I'm like, because my heart gets so full, gets so big, it's like, could you imagine if this was really like happening? I start constructing like an idea, because I naturally have a solution mindset. So I just start naturally constructing like, okay, how could I actually get that? Or how could that actually be? Like, and then like when I snap out of it, because I'm like doing it at the same time. I'm like back and forth daydreaming, okay, thinking of a plan in my head of how that could actually happen. Go back to the daydream, think of a constructive plan in my head of how that could actually, and then when I snap out of it, it's like, that's like my creative process right there that I just described to you. And then when I like snap out of it, I get a rush of excitement, and it's like, because now I can see a clear way between me and that imagination that I just had. And it's like, oh, holy shit, that could actually legitly be like, whoa, that could really be like my reality. That doesn't just have to be in my head. That doesn't just have to be in my head. So I get really fucking like a rush of excitement, get really like excited, get really happy, and then I just get up and I start like working on like whatever like solutions I came up with in my head. Like that's what I do. That's my creative process. Figure out what yours is, but just start with daydreaming. Start just see like dare to dream. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of ourselves don't let ourselves dream just because we believe, keyword believe, and that's your superpower. Whatever you believe is true for you. So we believe that, oh, I can't have that. That can't happen. I wish. But if you believe that it can happen, then that will be true. And actually will be able to happen, because now your mind will open up and you'll start thinking of all the possible ways that it could happen. So maybe take that approach when you start daydreaming. Don't daydream like, okay, I'm just daydreaming of a possibility that I just want to happen, or I'm just daydreaming of something that would be nice. I'm just going to like a little world right now. No, daydream taking the approach of like, I'm gonna daydream about this because I want this and I know it's possible, and I don't know how it's possible, but I just know it's possible. So I'm not gonna worry about the how right now. I'm just going to want it and daydream about it and be in la la land about it. And the how is gonna come. The solution is gonna come. Like you're gonna end up thinking of like ways it could happen. Method number 2, I think about how worth it's gonna be. This is a really good method if like you have a mission or a goal and you kind of just, you don't feel like it, like you need, like if you need something to like motivate you in like in the moment real quick, because it's like, say like you don't feel like going to work, but like you need to go to work to get money so you can save up for a car. Like think about how worth it's gonna be that you went to work that day when you're driving in that brand new fucking car, when you're flexing on all these hoes in that car, when you're going place to place and you no longer have to be stuck in your crib. Think about how fucking worth it. That right there, that's all. That's really all I have to do for real. Like I just think about how worth it's gonna be, and I'm like, okay, yep, yeah, I'm going, yep. And when you think about how worth it is, you're really just going right back into like that imagination again, like seeing it in your head, like, damn, me driving that car, like, can you imagine? Oh, it's gonna be so, man, let me go to work. I'm going to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine and think about just how good it's gonna feel to have it. Which leads me to method number 3. Think about your future self. How your future self is depending on your current self to show up so your future self could experience having a car. Think about your future self, how your current self is experiencing a reality that's okay, but your future self happiness and literal fulfillment is literally dependent on your current self. And she's looking at you, or he's looking at you like, please show up, please be persistent, please be consistent, please don't give up, so I could experience better days, so I could have a good life. It's kind of like with your kids. Like, your kids will be like, please, mom, please get your shit together so when I'm born, I don't have to go through the same circumstances you had to go through. You know what I'm saying? It's like doing shit for future generations. Like the future kids and future generations looking at the current generation like, please step up to the shadow government. Please get your shit together so we could experience a better world. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but take it on a smaller level with just you and you. Like, your future self is looking at your current self like, please do what the fuck you gotta do. Please don't succumb to that current feeling of laziness so I could experience a heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do is, to help me with this, is I put myself in the shoes of my future self by looking at my past self. I look at my past self and I think of, damn, like, you let me down. I wish you didn't succumb to that feeling, that heartbreak, and just said the hell with the business. I wish you instead transmuted that heartbreak energy and transmuted it to the business and go ham in the business to help release that energy. So now my current self could have been a multimillionaire with that business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put myself in the shoes of my future self by looking at my past self and kind of understanding, like, yeah, I see where my future self is coming from. Like, the same way my current self was dependent on my past self, but my past self failure is the reason why I'm experiencing what I'm currently experiencing. It's the same reason why my future self was looking at me like, come on, bro. Like, don't bring, like, so it's like, I don't want my future self to be disappointed in me. I don't want to experience any regret in the future. I love myself, so I'm not going to disappoint myself. My future self is counting on me. And I love myself so much, I'm not going to let myself down. Because I let myself down before. And I forgive my past self because I understand, like, I was right there experiencing it with her. We're the same person, obviously. But I have compassion and I understand. But because we are one and connected, and past self was only thinking about herself in the moment and was not thinking about me, which would be future self, it's like now I'm just left out in the cold. Now I'm just like, damn, I don't have a multi-millionaire business. Damn, like, because past self was self-centered. Even though we are connected and we are one. But past self was only worried about itself in that moment and its feelings and didn't cater to future self. So if you're able to follow me. So enough with that analogy. Method number 3 is think about future you. She's depending on you. She needs you. You guys are one. Don't be selfish and only think about yourself at this current moment. Think about her too. Think about him too, because you guys are connected. You guys are one. You guys are simultaneous. Don't leave them out in the cold, because when the future becomes the current moment, you'll be like, damn. Then you're gonna be looking at your past self, which is the current self, like you was only thinking about your current feelings, the current moment, and you were not having any forethought at all. You were not connecting to your future self at all. You were getting lost in the currents, in the current emotions, and the current thoughts. Method number 4. I connect to my why. What is the reason in the first place that I'm committing to this, that I committed to this what inspired me, or what motivated me initially, that made me do, like, what's my why? What's my reason of why I'm doing, of why I'm going to work every day? Oh, to get a car. Okay, well, why do I even want a car so bad? Because I'm tired of being in the fucking crib. I want to go out. I want to have experiences. I want to live my fucking life for once. Connect to that why. A method that I use that helped me connect to my why was my astrology chart. Look at your Lilith in your astrology chart. 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with the sign of your Lilith as to why you committed to it in the first place. For example, my Lilith is on the cusp of Taurus and Gemini. So Lilith represents what you're embarrassed of or what you feel shame for. And we spend a lot of energy in our life trying to avoid shame and embarrassment. So looking into the sign of your Lilith and decoding what it means for you will give you a hint or reveal to you what your why is. So using me as an example, my Lilith is on the core, it's like 29 degrees Taurus. So it's on the cusp of Taurus and Gemini. So I've committed to learning how to play the ukulele. And I be having moments where I don't be feeling motivated. I set a challenge for myself to practice playing the ukulele at least 5 minutes every day, um, until like I've mastered it, right? And like I'll be having moments, I'll be having days where it's all like, I haven't put my 5 minutes in yet, and I don't really feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I know that I really want to, but it's like I just don't feel like it. Like I just like sometimes I don't really like be like believing in myself, or sometimes I just feel like it's just too good to be true for me to even have, even though like does it really make any sense? So I don't really be feeling like, motivated to do it. But then I connect to my why, right? And so with it being on the cusp, 29 degrees Taurus and Gemini, it's like the Gemini part is like I feel shame, Lilith, right? I feel shame when I don't have a unique set of skills, when I haven't mastered any skill set, when I'm not, perceived as like a really cool ass bitch that's able to do a bunch of different things, and you know what I'm saying? Like I feel shameful for not having any abilities. Gemini is also all about skills and abilities. Like, so that's the reason why I decided to commit to learning how to play the ukulele, like because that's a skill, that's an ability, and it's on the cusp of Taurus as well. So the Taurus side would be the reason why I feel shame for not having an ability, or the reason why I want an ability or a skill set is so that I feel valuable. It's so that I have some sort of value, some sort of asset to offer people. Because it's like if I don't have an ability, if I don't have any skills, then I won't be useful. I won't be an asset. Then no one will value me. Then I'll be unlovable, right? Taurus is ruled by Venus, planet of value, planet of love, um, planet of assets. So it's like that's my why. That's the reason why I care about obtaining abilities, learning how to sing, learning how to play an instrument, opening my mind, and learning all these different types of truths, learning astrology, just so I could, the more skills that I add to my tool belt, the more of an asset I will be, the more people will value me, and the more I will value myself. Also, the more that people, I will be useful to humanity and useful to people, and I'll actually will be able to be loved. Like that's like just full transparency. Like by looking at your Lilith, you could really like get into like your meanings and reasonings of like why you go so hard for certain shit that you do, because you're really just trying to avoid shame or embarrassment. So just look at that Lilith in your chart. Also, knowing that also kind of helps you kind of go easy on yourself too, because it's like I kind of go deeper into that. That's some good shadow work. That's some good shadow work right there. Last but not least, method number 5. Once I connect to my why, I connect to my heart and my will. How bad do you want to be an asset? How bad do you want to get out of the crib and experience life? How bad do you want to be valued by others? How bad do you want it? Connect to your heart and that want, that desire for it. Let it build up in your body. And it'll be the charge. It'll just charge your ass up. Having a strong will, because you can want something all day, but if you don't have that strong will, baby, I naturally have a strong will. My Mars is in the first house. I got a Scorpio stellium ruled by Mars. Like I naturally have a strong will. It don't take too much for me. Like once I decided this is what I want, it don't take too much for me to go after it and get it and stay persistent until I have it. I have a strong will, but not a lot of people have a strong will. So this is a method 5 would be really helpful for those people who has like more like Libra energies, you know what I'm saying, or like more like Pisces energies. to help you connect to like that will. If you don't have a strong will, just literally just connect to your heart, like and how, and the desire and how bad you want it, and let that energy build up in your body. Let it build up, and it's just going to bend it on itself, turn into adrenaline, and manifest itself out here through you taking motherfucking action. That is the 5 methods of how I stay motivated so I don't give up. Bye. See you guys in the next one.